On June 4th, I will give a brief announcement regarding the church's stance regarding the decisions made by the National Labor Committee. On Monday, what did they decide on? Regarding the 15 ex-pastors who have been dismissed, the church has removed them from the church. And the local labor committee accepted our decision. And now the breakaway side appealed to that decision and took it to the National Labor Committee. And on June 4th, Monday, the National Labor Committee canceled the decision made by the local labor committee. So now that the breakaway side is suggesting, now that the decision is that it was unjust that the 15 ex-pastors were dismissed, they're claiming that they have to enter church now. And now the breakaway side sent text messages claiming that, and many of our saints are worried, but that is not true. That is not the meaning of the decision. Already, through the presbytery's decision, they have lost their titles as pastors. And the labor committee is not making decisions based on their religious status as pastors, but as laborers. So I think the labor committee has defined them as workers, laborers, and we cannot accept and take back laborers. So we cannot accept the National Labor Committee's decision. So now what will we do? Through administrative litigations, we have to continue to receive the right result and outcome. So until the results come out, at the local committee, the National Labor Committee, and even at the court, they have all acknowledged and recognized the dismissal by the presbytery. And perhaps the National Labor Committee's decision was reflecting the times, but their decision was to make some kind of consideration for them as laborers. But right now, our atmosphere in the church is so holy. I don't think the breakaway side's pastors would want to enter church anyway. But anyway, we are going to go through these administrative litigations, and it will be a hard process. And also, when we don't accept the decision by the National Labor Committee, they will fine us with a charge for compelling the performance. So it will be about 60 million won, and there is that burden to pay that. But this was the church stance. And throughout the process, things might change, because last time, regarding the 3 female evangelists, they charged us for compelling the performance. There was an enforcement fine, and they ruled that we must accept them back. But the church relocated them to the retreat centers. It was a dispatch. And at that time, the Seoul Local Labor Committee sent us a decision saying, you are doing very well, so we have decided not to fine you with the enforcement fines. So we are still in the process. We don't have to think of this as the final decision. And as we continue to pay the enforcement fines, if Our stance is if they're persuaded, the labor committee is persuaded by our stance, then this fine might get canceled too. And there are 3 other stages that we need to go through in the court. So this is not the end, but the breakaway side is sending around texts to make you feel anxious and uneasy. So don't be afraid. This is the church's stance. It's very calm and very simple. But just one thing, we have to pay the enforcement fines. But that if that is necessary to guard our church, then we will do so and continue to protect the church. Please understand that there is no breach in guarding the church. Please do not worry or be concerned. One problem is that worship, our sanctuary is too empty. Although we cannot even acknowledge it as a worship, the breakaway side, whether it rains or it snows or even if it's windy, they stand there. And that zeal, if they had that zeal when they were back in church together, our church would have revived a lot. And in my eyes, I can't help but compare their zeal with ours. We need to strive. We need to work harder. If we restore our faith and worship in our relationship with God, I believe that is all it takes for all problems to be resolved. And this will continue to happen again, and these things will repeat. So please continue to strive in prayer. Thank you.